Kaguya-sama Love is War, The First Kiss That Never Ends is exactly the opposite of everything I thought it would be. Instead of a wild, bombastic display of bright and cheerful moments, we get a heart-wrenching story about what love is and why it's so painful. Though it went against my expectations, this movie was one of the most beautiful pieces of art that I have ever seen. After the events of Season 3, we're left uncertain about Kaguya and the President's relationship. So much so, we get Baby Kaguya in the first part. Baby Kaguya is a completely dumbed down and zoned out version of the upper crust Shinomiya daughter that we usually see. She transforms into this altered version because she couldn't handle all of the social anxiety that comes with defining her and the President's relationship. The President attempts to speak with her by transforming into a similar version, but nothing ends up happening. Instead, Kaguya is so distraught and contorted emotionally that her alternate version, Ice Princess Kaguya, decides to throw a coup, and she successfully takes over her body, freezing everything around her, including the President. It's quite fascinating just how deep the psychology runs in this story. This movie focuses on Kaguya being able to reveal her true self, but she has such difficulty with it because she is scared to death of what that means. She's afraid that the President won't love who she is on the inside, or that he won't be able to handle her various unsweet personalities. She tries everything from laying down hints that she's cold to wearing elite perfume in order to get the President's attention, but her icy cold demeanor deters him from getting too close. Also, can we acknowledge how freaking funny that scene was where she started running away from him? It was like she was Spider-Man or something. Anyway, Kaguya wants to get a kiss from the President again, but this time she wants him to kiss her while she is still Ice Princess Kaguya. For such a silly show, this anime movie has some incredibly mature concepts. Throughout Kaguya's strict childhood, she was kept in line at all costs, and so she essentially created Ice Princess Kaguya as a defense mechanism in order to survive her harsh upbringing, which is akin to a physically or mentally abused person developing a dissociative identity disorder to cope with trauma. I don't think Kaguya is quite on that level since she isn't completely unreasonable, but it makes sense when you analyze her backstory. Her true self is a combination of personalities that she has garnered over the past 17 years of her life. It's tragic, actually, not something you would expect from a simple rom-com anime. The President, on the other hand, has this one personality that he thrusts forward. He claims that he has to have this grandiose character in order to get Kaguya to love him. While it is true that we try our best for those that we love, Miyuki suggests that his normal self isn't the kind of man Kaguya would want. He says he has to fake that persona in order to gain the courage and wherewithal that he needs to do grand gestures or simply get close to Kaguya. In the story, they simply call it bravado, but it's easily a reference to the Arsène Lupin character that Miyuki became during the last season. This all comes to a huge finale in the last 20 minutes where Miyuki runs away from giving Kaguya her present. She thinks that she is unlovable, and Miyuki thinks that he's not good enough for her. This movie deals with both Kaguya and Miyuki's deep-seated insecurities. It's not uncommon for a man to not feel worthy of dating a girl because women are beautiful, precious creatures, so it's hard for a guy to feel truly deserving of such amazing human beings. On the other hand, it's normal for a girl to feel self-doubt and wonder if she is really lovable at all. Kaguya thinks that she has to be vulnerable for Miyuki to love her, but Miyuki thinks that he can't show any weakness in order for her to love him. It's the classic push and pull between man and woman. A woman wants to show her emotions and be truly accepted as she is, while the man wants to be seen as invulnerable and be respected because of his strength. Miyuki makes the point that he loved her quote weak side from the very first moment he saw her, but Kaguya still wants him to reveal more about himself. Ultimately, he relents, and the two share a beautiful moment in which they decide to lean on one another and accept each other. It's a truly amazing story that I wasn't expecting. The movie was kind of depressing, but I think the meaning behind it all was that true love is difficult. We see so many stories of happily ever after in anime and manga, but we don't really get to see the fallout of the epitome of love. True love has extremely high highs, but it also has incredibly low lows. We have to see love as it really is, faulty, me because humans are sinful and broken. We all mess up, but that doesn't mean that true love isn't real. It only means that true love might look a little more like comforting one another on an ordinary park bench rather than kissing with 1,000 heart-shaped balloons all around you. Kaguya-sama Love is War, The First Kiss That Never Ends was excruciating to watch, but that's what made this movie so good. It showed us a true human story. That's all for me. This is the Eagle-Eyed Samurai, signing off.